Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back to everyone except the Polacks. It's the You're an Idiot podcast. I'm Alex Dragovich with my fat co-host Geoffrey Osmus and our esteemed guest coming back for another round, John Gasper.
I think only our third repeat guest, John Gasper.
It helps to be in the group chat.
It helps to be in the group chat.
It helps to be in the group chat.
Helps to be from Philly.
Sorry, Boys Club.
Boys Club, yeah. You know, a lot of women, they were booked, so we had to have a man. So
I'm playing with the levels one more time.
Oh, my.
He's
Are you
with
serious?
The levels.
Yeah, I'm going to play with the levels.
Alex, folks, is the most anxious person on the planet. He just fiddled with the levels for about 9 minutes before we started recording, said all good, and now he's fiddling with them again for reasons that no one will ever know.
There's very little Christmas spirit in the room.
He's imagining his dad saying his layups weren't good enough when he was 12 years old, and now this is what he's doing.
Okay, actually, yeah.
The levels are good?
They're perfect.
They're
Everyone
perfect.
sounds good.
Everyone can suck my dick in this room.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm okay.
Wow, a little harsh. Came in hot there.
Oh, shut up.
Christmas
We're
spirit,
fine.
boys.
Christmas spirit is not. It's not. If there's no snow, there's no Christmas.
Jeff,
in my
speaking of
opinion.
Christmas spirit, did you get
What?
me a meal yet?
No, I'm gonna buy you bowling tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, right, dude. We're not even gonna make it out there.
I think we
tonight.
will. I think we'll make it to. But we're trying to go bowling, folks, after the show tonight. I think we'll make it for one game. If if you help me with the merch and I get out of there quick,
Which I always do.
Well, here's the thing, folks. After the show, we sell merch. Alex watches me get trapped in conversations with my kind, loving fans.
Are you
who
crazy?
I love dearly.
Are you
But
crazy?
I'm not good at saying no.
What
to
do you mean get
conversations.
trapped? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to fucking take someone by the collar and go, hey, he's done?
Well,
what do you want me to say?
Yeah, well, if there's a line, you could be like, "Oh, sorry, we gotta get the
Chef's
next
like,
person up here." That is
Oh,
fine.
you're from Minnetonka? Oh, make a move, Jeff.
I'm not good at that.
I can't.
You're the minion. You're the bad
if
guy.
I step it. So you want me to step in and go, hey, chop chop?
No, don't snap your fingers at them.
Yeah, no snapping.
You know what I'm
I
saying,
literally,
John? You'd be
if
like,
you're
oh.
watching this, please comment. Whose responsibility is it to keep the fucking line moving?
The minion.
guy selling the shirts or the headliner that they want to see?
Are
that
you
they're
saying they
talking
want to
to?
see me? You'll admit it.
A good percentage. Actually,
percent.
honestly, good percentage of the patrons that come up to me. Really, much respect. Love you guys.
I
but
gotta give it up
there's
for
some
Jeff.
fucking heads. There's some autistic nerds that come
There's
see
some
that come to see
incel heads.
Jeff.
King of the incels.
Everyone that's like a 5 and under goes to see Jeff.
Oh my
And-
God! There
and
were
you know
some
what?
baddies,
And
all
those
over
people
me.
can really talk for a long time.
Oh,
you guys
my.
just like talk. I don't know.
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm mad now, dude. I'm fucking mad now.
I will say, Jeff, opened for Jeff a bunch of times. I know you have obviously as well. Last night was by far the most women you've ever had come out.
That
to the
was
show.
good. That was good.
That's a really
Usually
good
it's
sign.
a lot of like men who you question their morals.
You
and
question
stuff.
you question them politically.
You
You're
question their fashion sense. A lot of my fans have pretty poor fashion. I respect that. Nothing but
Yeah.
respect. A lot of women last night. I agree. That's good.
like, I was impressed by
Maybe
that.
they're finally realizing that I'm not the incel I claim to be. They're finally seeing, and I'm getting sexier by the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first-
Drago.
yeah.
Soon I'll be hotter than you.
How are you getting sexier by the day? Please explain that.
Face lotion. I do sunscreen every
routine.
day.
Yeah,
a
but
little
I was
scrub.
born with near perfect skin. You're not really gonna match it.
Yeah, what about this little dimple right here? This little divot. Looks like God took a little scalpel to your
And every girl
skull.
has said it's cute.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
He does have
lies.
good skin.
Sorry.
He does have good
He does have
skin.
good
You
skin.
hate to say it.
Yeah, good
John, are you
Serbian
on
skin.
skincare? I feel like it's the wave of the future.
I think, you have to in the winter. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not a summer skincare guy. Winter, you got to take care
Got
of
a little
it.
facial fuel, a little scrub every now and then, a wash.
You have to invest in yourself.
Yeah,
At the
you
end
have
of
to
the day.
invest in yourself.
John's always been the hot guy in our crew. Pretty much.
I disagree. I'm going to go with Tim Smith. I do, and Tommy,
No,
and Tommy Brennan.
dude, no.
Tim and
Tommy is so hot.
Hold on a
Tommy's like
sec.
bi. He's
Well,
like
well,
bi.
girls
He can be hot.
always say Tommy either like looks too young or they like gives like little brother energy. You do not give either of those.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
give, I'll fuck you.
You give,
in
I
an hour
literally will
energy.
Yeah.
blow your back
Yeah.
out.
I do have what in the South they call bedroom eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
you do.
I hate to say
You
it.
do.
I have
You've
bedroom.
got
I have
I'll
bedroom
fuck you in
eyes.
the bathroom vibes.
I do have. I do have
yeah.
that. Those
That's
eyes
good.
about me. My dad was my mom's GA at college at Penn State University. So I always say I'm from. My dad was the GA. My mom was a student. So
What's
that's
a GA?
The graduate assistant. So like the TA.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
genetically, I'm from like that's where I came from.
He was searching for
bedroom.
talent.
Yeah.
You're a dog.
Okay.
You're an absolute
I come
dog.
from a dog.
Can you tell me what's the best compliment you've gotten in the bedroom?
Oh man,
Jesus.
I love that for
Drago.
me.
I think it's an awesome question.
I'm blushing. I feel a little bit. What's it called? Word like I'm like ooh, a little
You don't-
shy.
You don't
But
want
I
to
will
give
say-
off too much. Come on, man.
I will
you
say
know.
I've gotten some people have said some kind things. I don't want to over.
Oh, you don't.
You're
give
a
up too
married
much?
man.
Yeah,
He
as
is
a
married
married
Okay.
man, I
He's
feel
a
like if I was
married
single,
man.
I'd say, but it's like
Do
let's
you-
just say
do you
I
want-
feel very. I've had a great time. But I feel like.
Okay,
I feel like I've been
Obama.
I feel like I've been very
Thanks.
blessed,
Yes.
and
this is a great country.
it's a great country. And
There's some great women in it.
and you know what? I think both sides have something to say.
Yeah.
And I won't comment further. But
Women
yeah.
of all
Okay.
shapes and all colors have said very kind things about me.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. I do want to get to my.
I can't say I've ever gotten a compliment in the bedroom.
Have you ever gotten one?
I mean,
That's
they
really what we
probably.
should be asking.
I think I've got. Yeah, I'm good at fingering. I'll say
There you
that.
go.
I'm good at fingering. That's
He's-
it.
he's
Jeff,
dexterity.
Yeah, I got
Jeff's saying it
dexterity.
while he's doing it. He's like,
He's
I'm
like,
good
I'm
at this.
good at fingering.
aren't I?
Sorry, I
Yeah.
play the guitar. You know, it's good. We're just playing some chords up there.
Both of you guys play guitar, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
Drago's
You
trash.
should be wetter. You should be wetter right now.
Yeah, that's what I say. You should be wetter.
Why aren't you wetter?
You're with King Finger. I love fingering. The rest of it's trash.
Still a great bit
honestly.
too. Still a great bit.
Oh yeah, fingering Drago.
Uh,
How you feel your sets have been this week, Drago? 3
this,
shows at Zanies. How'd you rate yourself?
uh,
I know what
I'm-
I'd give you.
my headliner
F
set.
minus.
My headliner set crushed.
Oh yeah, he headline sold out. You hosted. Or you
I
featured.
featured
John.
for Drago.
You
I did
featured.
much better for you. I did better for Drago's crowd than Jeff's crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
It was night and day.
That
my,
made
my
really.
people,
Yeah.
my people
Well, Drago's
really.
crowd, I heard, was a lot of hot women.
I never felt more comfortable in
Always.
front of a room than Drago's crowd, and
Yeah.
then Jeff's crowd. It's
Those
you know,
bros like to have fun.
Yeah.
Bros like to have fun. Audi nerds. I don't know why they need
Audi
to be,
nerds.
They need to be
Is
lubed
that what
up
you're
a little
calling
bit.
my fans Audi nerds?
I'm just saying.
Jeez,
you know?
my fans want to hear you say retard and talk about genocide. That is true. They do like that.
Yeah.
I'll say this, dude.
I'm bringing
Dark
up genocide
people.
tonight in the guest
If
spot.
you bring up genocide, they'll be all
These
in.
these
All
crowds this week more than any other shows I've done with you. They need a little time to get lubed up, and I don't know what's going on. I
They
don't know
do
what the
take a
deal
little
is.
time in Chicago. I don't know what. Yeah, you're right. They need a drink.
they
They've
are
been
slow.
lo-
Yes, they're slow to
They've been
get
slow
started.
all week. They just. I mean, our show on Monday was brutal.
Yeah, that
Love
was
to all
fun.
who came. Some people had a great time.
Can
We
you
did
tell the
not.
story of the lady?
Yeah, so I did an incredible joke about Travis Kelce committing suicide at the 50-yard line, and this woman's in the front row is hanging her head, and I'm like, "What's going on, ma'am?" And she's like, "I don't want to be here anymore."
she said, "I don't want to be."
She loudly
here
said,
anymore."
"I don't
wanna
want to
be
be
here
here anymore."
anymore.
And I can't get mean to her because that's not going to work.
No.
So I was basically like, "Well, I'm going to think about that with the gun in my mouth tonight." I basically said I'm going to kill myself, and that didn't go great. It put a pall over the show. When a lady in the front row says they don't want to be here anymore and that was too much and they want to go home, it kind of ruined it.
God, and she was in the front.
She was in the front row, and the rest of the show, she was like on her phone, like looking down, like she was just out.
Yeah.
And her husband was having a great time. It was clear she had been dragged to the show.
Oh.
He was like a Russian guy, but she was not into it. That'll stick with me for a long time.
You'll be thinking about that
I don't want
next
to
year when
be
you're
here
here
anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you paid and you went out. You might have got a babysitter, and she's like, "I want to get out of it. I want to bounce."
God.
Yeah,
And
and, Jeff, in your reaction too is just like, "What did you just say?"
Well, what else am I gonna do? What am I gonna?
yeah, I don't know how to react to
I don't.
that.
What would you do? Alex would get
I
angry.
call
That's
her
what
a
Alex
fucking
does.
bitch.
Yeah, Alex gets angry.
You get get
Yeah.
angry.
Have you seen Alex get angry at a heckler? Or
I-
not even a heckler. Anyone.
I've seen him get angry. But I do feel like that he's definitely once you do that a couple of times, you do figure it out. Like you learn. We've all
Getting
learned
angry
that lesson.
almost
It
never works.
Always backfires, especially
Oh.
if it's not a dude.
I'd say
he
a
did it
real-
last night. He did it last night at the early show. You weren't on
This
the
girl
early.
was like talking about Bosnia or whatever. Told her to go fuck herself. I don't
Yeah,
give a
and
shit.
but yeah, so let's give the Alex says I'm Serbian. Anyone else Serbian?
I know
no
I
one
didn't.
says anything.
I didn't ask. I
Yes,
didn't
you
ask.
did. You said I'm Serbian. Anyone else?
No, I just said I'm Serbian.
That's a complete lie,
Serbian.
but whatever.
I'll roll
and
back
then
the
this
tape.
woman goes, I'm Bosnian, and then Alex goes, shut the fuck
Did
up.
that work out? That's
No,
kinda funny.
I said,
It
I
was
said, I
kind
said,
of
I
funny.
said,
It
I
was
said.
kind of
She said
funny.
I'm Bosnian. I said no one cares.
And you're like, what's Bosnia even? You kept saying, does it even exist or something?
No, I know. I
like-
said no one cares that you exist. No one cares that you exist.
But you don't understand the context of a Serbian guy.
Of course, yeah.
But
yeah.
you didn't bring that up, which I find very funny.
Oh, I didn't bring up a war during my act.
I opened on it and it crushed.
Headliners
I said,
only.
Alex yelling at a Bosnian woman sounds like the 90s all over again.
Yeah.
Raucous applause.
You sold it out. You can say anything up there. They give you
loved it.
20%
Four
more
sold
or
out
whatever. No one
sold out
cares.
shows.
I've opened every show shitting on Alex.
Speaking of Serbian, dude, my Serbian came out this weekend or last weekend, over the weekend at a bar call. You talking about the last time you saw me angry, dude?
Oh, okay.
I actually did get angry for the first time, like for real, in a long time.
Really?
A guy, these guys. So Tom Knight had a bar crawl, so we're going around. I meet up with them after
Alex
my lodge
is 32
shows.
years old, by the way, going on a bar crawl. Something to consider.
Doing a Christmas bar crawl.
Something to consider.
And having friends is also normal, Jeff. You might want to give
bar
that a shot
crawl?
sometime.
Come on. What are you, is
I,
he going to do SantaCon next year? Jesus.
But so I kind of show up late, have a few drinks at the lodge, have some more drinks there. I kind of catch up to them, so I get drunk pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm talking to some people, and I noticed, then I turn over, my drink's gone. And I'm like, wait, where did my drink go? And then this guy I just met turned to his friend, who grabbed my drink and started drinking my drink. He goes, haha, John got it. John took it. And John's like smiling.
Not me, to be clear.
Different John.
Different John.
Yeah, and they think it's like, and they thought it was like a funny bit. Like,
Dude,
oh,
that is-
like,
What was it,
oh,
like
oh,
a beer? Or what was
it was just like a Stella. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I
You lost
reacted
it.
terribly. Dude, I got stern with him and lowered my voice.
How much did they drink? How much of it did they drink?
And probably 2 or 3 sips. Like, they thought it was like a funny.
I would hate that because I don't like sharing drinks. I get that.
To see
I wouldn't
me
get angry,
looking
but
for my. They thought it was funny to see me looking for my drink.
Ooh, yeah.
But
that's-
we had
that's
just
not funny.
met, and I was like, "You're gonna buy me one right now? What the who the fuck do you think you are? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't fucking no." I even said no, don't play with me like that, and which is so lame.
don't play.
Oh,
with
I
it.
bet you thought about that after for sure.
Yeah, I was
What
like,
did they?
God,
Did they buy you a drink?
They go, okay. They're like, all right, man. All right, I got dude, sometimes it comes out where I can just get a little.
I'm sure the
get a little
conversation
angry.
was really fun and lighthearted after
No,
that.
of course I fucking walked away. I couldn't fucking deal with it. They were like, all right, but then they got me a drink, and I just said thanks. I walked
Anger
away.
as a man, anger is so embarrassing.
It's
so
so
embarrassing.
Anger is the most embarrassing
It's the
emotion.
most because you're just look. It's
I
like you're
know.
throwing a tantrum, but you're an adult man.
Yeah.
it is just the
Drago.
worst look.
Over
We've
a
all been
Stella.
there. Over a
just-
Stella.
I mean,
I
I would have been
just-
like, oh, haha, very funny, and then poured the beer in the sink, probably.
Yeah.
I couldn't drink it
I
either.
think when I drink, I do lose a little bit of self-control.
Huh. It's almost, yeah, I mean, that's what happens to everyone.
And I go back to my old ways. I go back.
Your
I feel
old
I get a
ways?
little younger.
Did you have a barroom saloon
get a little
phase?
get a little
Just being-
22.
Being
Makes
just
sense.
I get back to just kind of how my brother would handle things.
Jeff, have
Yeah.
you ever been angry in public and have it I've never seen you react. You're pretty even keeled. What's the closest you've gotten to the Drago story we just heard?
I don't think I've ever yelled at someone. I think I've gotten mad on stage a couple times. There's been times where I've lost it on stage to people talking.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of lost it at the Cellar the other night. This group of women kept talking, and I kept saying they should be aborted, and it wasn't very funny, and I
was
kind of
just-
lost the whole.
Yeah.
I kind of got really mean. I've been mean on stage a few times. I was saying we've given white women too long of a leash,
and
saying,
then everyone's like, nope.
no, and they were
No,
like,
thank you.
no, they weren't. They didn't like me enough for me to do that. So in real life, I honestly don't think I've ever yelled at someone. Maybe my
Yeah.
parents in high school. Probably in high school, I guess.
There we go. Parents
in high school, that's when I was a moody kid.
Yeah.
That's when they were trying to get me to wear deodorant, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear fucking deodorant, Mom.
They were just
That was
trying-
my rebellion. Most
Yeah.
kids are drinking and doing drugs. I'm like, I'm not putting on Old Spice.
Yeah, you're like, not for Jeffy.
I was such a little bitch. My mom would be like, go upstairs and put on deodorant. You're like, we're going to church or whatever. And I go upstairs and I wouldn't put it on. And then I'd come back down as a form of psychological trickery. I didn't even put it on and you
can't
didn't
tell.
say a thing,
Yeah.
proving that this doesn't work.
Why wouldn't you want to smell good, dude?
Because I was just a devil's advocate. I was just I don't want to do this thing. It was just lame rebellion. Yeah, I don't know.
Jeff's
lame.
version of rebellion is not.
That was not smelling good or getting laid. That was me rebelling against my mom. I'm not going to get any pussy this year, Mom. You just watch. You just watch. Your boy's going to be dried up.
That's so funny. I was talking to Drago before you got here. I just want to really ask both of you real quick. Do you, and I'll start with Drago, do you remember when you found out or realized Santa wasn't real?
Oh,
yeah,
it's my favorite questions to ask.
Okay.
I really,
interesting.
I have one as well. It's pretty brutal.
I think.
Really? Shit.
I'm like not. I'm pretty sure I was like maybe like 7 or something like that, and
it's like second grade, which is the average.
That's
the average.
Is there an
yeah,
that the
that's
average?
the average
okay.
around.
And we were watching one of the National Lampoon movies, and like the dad,
When you were 7?
it was like the National Lampoon, like the Christmas Story.
Yeah,
was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Christmas one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and I think the dad was a Chevy Chase was like,
Yeah.
he was like bringing the presents into the house or something. He had all the presents. And I turned to like my brother's like friend, where I'm like, why does he have the presents? And
you learned from Christmas Vacation.
And then my brother's friend had to be like, I don't know, and like he literally just like walked up, and I immediately pieced it together. He didn't want to break the news, so I pieced it together, and like. Yeah, like my whole like life sunk.
Chevy Chase was the one who broke it for you?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Notorious bad person, Chevy Chase. Notorious bad hang, they say.
Isn't he? Is he?
And
bad
racist,
hang?
right?
And racist, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I like that.
My favorite line of all time, Johnny Carson said he couldn't improvise a fart after a baked bean dinner. One of the best roasts of all time. Jeff, so what's your Santa story?
I think we were in.
Can I guess that you were 3 years old and you were fucking...
I was in
like,
the womb, and
yeah,
I'm like, that does not make logical sense.
Yeah, that you were like a 3-year-old like goo goo gaga, and then was like said like something like, I don't think this isn't adding up for Geoffrey.
Actually, mother, there's no way he could go to that many houses in one night. I think it was in like first grade. My friend was talking about it. Oh yeah, my friend Pat or whatever was like, oh, my dad got me this tennis racket. I was like, what? I thought Santa bought you the tennis racket. He's like, oh, it's just, it's not real. It's like my first grade friend was like, told me, yeah.
Because
he was like, you're not an adult yet? I want to initiate you into adulthood. Yeah.
That's your first virginity is the Santa
real
thing.
It is
I really do think it is. Mentally, because it's just, you look at the world so differently after you find out it's not real.
Because we do lie to kids. We make this like weird, cushy, insulated bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know why we do it. I guess it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That was fun when you were a kid. You go to bed, you're like, oh my God, Santa's coming.
Yeah, magic is
I don't want to go to, it was, those are the best.
Mine's super embarrassing, kind of more similar to Jeff's. I was super late. I was 4th grade, which is like,
that's
so old.
That's like the year you have sex in Philly.
Yeah, I was like, smoke my first pack of Camel Lights, too.
Yeah, here, you're turning over to the girl. I wonder what Santa's bringing this year.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. But it's so late, which is so embarrassing. But again, I grew up in the burbs of Philly. Really great, like, just classic little, like, suburban home. My parents are so loving. Very insulated, isolated in that way. Anyway, my sister, I have 2 older sisters. Shout out Jamie Gasper. She's the middle child. I'm the baby. And she... I'm in 4th grade. I come home after school and she goes, "Hey, do you want to see what you got for Christmas?" And I was like, "Well, how would that be possible?"
Oh,
because
no!
I would not. How
you know Santa?
And
what?
then she was like, "Oh no, all your presents are in the attic." And then in real time I had to pretend that I wasn't disappointed because I was so old. I was like, "Oh my God, of course!" I had to pretend that I thought of this the whole time, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then I'm just like looking at the presents, but like wanting to cry the whole time.
Oh my God!
This isn't fun at all.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, this like Lego said I wanted. Just like this is awesome that I know this. Also, I don't want to know early. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. The whole fun is that you don't. You find out then.
Oh God! So that's just.
Oh no! And all your world's crashing around you. You don't know who to believe. You learn you can't trust anyone anymore.
Yeah.
So that means you and your friends also believed together, like you and your crew.
Yeah.
Fourth grade. Late.
Yeah, it's very late, man.
You had pubes. Probably.
Yeah, I was at least sprouting.
Yeah,
and I was like, it was to be like. I mean, I just can't believe how late it was.
Is Santa gonna give me a bush trimmer?
Damn, dude. Yeah, John, you got a big dick now. You were probably at 5 inches.
Yeah,
I was
at least half my way to a foot or a foot. I was half my way to a foot of hog. and
There we go.
dude, it was. I love, but I love asking people that question.
My
That is
dick's
a
so
good
big and
question.
Santa's not real. What the fuck?
One win, one loss. Yeah.
And then Christmas gets so lame as you get older too. Like in high,
Yeah.
I remember Christmas in high school. It was like fun with your boys and stuff. But like I remember I got the big present one year was the Seinfeld DVD box set.
Oh, the DVDs.
The
used to be
DVDs
huge. I was
huge.
Simpsons. Yeah.
But I was like, oh, where'd the magic go?
Yeah. If you're an adult, we've talked about this on the podcast before. If you're you can't be given presents anymore. Or you can't be wanting things.
You can't want things anymore.
You can't
want
stuff when you're 30.
You're
Come
34.
on. You don't need a TV, man. Go to therapy or go on a vacation.
Read a book.
You read a book.
I
Do
don't know. I just
Drago
got
wants stuff.
I just got presents for my family like
Yeah.
What'd you
yesterday.
get them? Like lame shit.
Got my I guess this will come out later, but yeah,
This
I
will
got
come
my,
out on Christmas.
I got my
literally.
sister a sweatshirt I thought she liked. I got my
Sure.
mom this
I'm
like
sure
me,
she doesn't have any.
me and my sister picked out this like nightgown thing that my mom might really like. She likes to walk around. It's not like
Nightgown.
long.
Yeah, a little nighty.
Nighty for mommy.
It's like an old mom thing. And then,
Okay, an old hot mom thing.
I noticed my
maybe.
dad has had the
I
same
could
like
see Drago's mom being hot.
he's had the same
You've never
slippers
met her,
for
which
like
is
10
hilarious.
years, so I got him these like $100 pair of like slippers, like some like nice.
Yeah, Drago
nice
threw
ones.
down. It was. I
You
thought that
did.
Was,
I don't.
did
I-
you get your parents gifts?
We don't do gifts really.
Yeah.
I love
We're
it.
Kind of out. I'll
I
probably
love
get
it.
my dad a book. Maybe I might buy him a book.
Yeah.
I buy a gift you can
Jeff
use.
made a fuck ton of money this year on the road and literally won't get his parents anything. It's
Gets that-
probably
gifts-
it's probably one of the saddest things
Gifts
I've ever
isn't
heard
love.
in my
Giving
entire
someone
life.
stuff isn't love. That's capitalist
You also don't spend
bullshit.
time with people, Jeff. So
I'm
what?
with
it,
my
what
parents all the
what
time.
Okay.
Oh
all right.
my god.
Okay.
The therapy
You know what,
couch.
Maybe I'll buy him a fucking vacation one day.
was-
That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
That'd be
you'll-
a gift.
yeah, you'll throw
That's
it
a
out.
real gift.
I was kind of working on a bit
That's
of
actually
like
sick. Yeah, that would be sick.
this age giving gifts to your parents is it's like you guys own property. Why do I have to
Yeah,
give you
yeah,
something?
right. They don't need.
I felt this honestly.
Like,
as-
you own
as
the
like-
house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
dude,
paid
like,
off the
I've been
mortgage.
renting since I was 20 years old,
Yeah,
and you guys
literally.
ruined the housing market.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah,
And
right.
most of the
you
environment.
ruined the world
Yeah.
for us.
And then
yeah.
you want a blender? Like it's like the fuck. I was trying to work on that, but people do not like anti-Christmas material.
Yeah.
I learned that
People
the hard
do
way.
love Christmas. We've really insulated
you can
ourselves.
you
with
can
Christmas.
really say anything, but do not come for Christmas,
No,
especially in
Christmas
Chicago.
is like the one. It's like the American holiday.
Yeah.
we really capitalize the shit out of it.
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It is
It's
beautiful.
what baby Jesus in that manger wanted was 72-inch plasma TVs. That's what Christmas has always been about from the very beginning, folks.
It's about the thought. It's the thought.
But you're not thinking. You're just like you bought your mom just bought her a nightgown.
Yeah, but she
There's
would
no
really.
thought. She already told you she wanted it, and then you were like,
No,
okay.
She didn't say she wanted it. No, she wears like kind of. She has one right now that we know that she wears, and this is kind of like an elevated.
Drago's
better,
like it's a little too see-through.
better
It's,
version. Yeah, I can
not
see
what
her.
I
I can
wanted.
see her nips, and it's not.
Oh wow!
But no, but it's really this one. We're like, oh, I think she would really. This would really make her happy. She would really like this,
okay,
and
yeah.
that's why you buy people shit. Are you retarded?
But
dude?
not
Like, what are you
everyone
talking
gets.
about?
Our family, no one needs stuff. They're not happy.
Maybe you
from
guys just
getting
all
stuff.
talk to each
They do have a
other,
nice
but-
house. Jeff's house.
Well, yeah, we grew up.
home ribs.
I grew up in a nice suburban house. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeff's
really
house
nice,
rocks.
dude. Jeff's house rocks. How about
Jeff's
that?
house
His
rocks.
sister's bedroom, respectfully, is
She has a great room.
That is where I slept, I believe.
She sleeps in a basement. Yeah,
that
it's
room
a beautiful.
is gorgeous.
My parents did a good job. That house was not nice when we moved in. They really fixed it up. They put a lot of fucking work into it.
Conservatives have nice houses.
They do. They put the
Sorry.
amount of time my parents put into our yard is insane. They probably
I
spent
can never
years
be
of
a
their
yard
life
guy.
on our
I
yard.
can never be a yard
the
guy.
amount of my dad would mow the lawn every 3 days. It's like just stop. Why are you mowing the lawn again?
Oh
It's
my
like,
God,
oh, it's a
that
little
really-
bit hard. What are you?
Oh, that's so
One time our neighbors
funny.
called the cops because we were on vacation and our lawn got too high. They're like, it's ruining property value. It's like we
Oh.
live at a dead end.
Yeah,
People are in cul-de-sacs are crazy.
the provincialism of that type of living is so fun.
They're so like petty about their land. Like there's disputes with our neighbor about, oh, I think that hedge is actually mine. It's like, who gives a shit, man? Like we like stopped being friends with the neighbors for a year because they're like, this plant is ours, and who gives a shit?
Dude,
it's
mowing the
embarrassing.
lawn was brutal. Did you guys have to mow your lawn when you were growing up? 'Cause I
Oh
did.
yeah,
It
it was
was fucking
fun.
brutal. It was brutal.
We had
I
the
hated it.
ride
I'm
lawnmower
so lazy.
though.
Oh.
I was going around at 15 miles an hour.
I had gas. I had a
Oh,
gas.
God.
I had a gas.
We had that. That was for the. Oh, God.
my older brother would. I never would. I never did it.
Wow.
You live don't you live on a golf course or our next one?
My parents do now. Yeah.
Okay, but when you were growing up, you didn't have to. Is that pops? was pop
Well,
star.
he's like he's the basketball guy.
My older brother was.
He's
he
like,
did, and you never had to.
Or my dad or my brother.
they're
Yeah.
like the
Wow.
brother's not going to be in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think
Alex is.
I don't think I'm.
Does that ever come up in an argument with your brother ever?
No.
Like, I mowed the lawn.
No.
He
He's,
doesn't talk to his brother anymore.
Yeah,
I
me
know,
and
but
Bobby
they're
are
out,
pretty.
they're out.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you about this, dude. Now that it's been like maybe a year or so, or maybe a little longer.
Man.
What do people say when you bring up? What's the first question that people get when you talk about or when you bring up the vasectomy or when the vasectomy? John got a vasectomy.
I have a vasectomy.
Vasectomy.
And
Snip, snip.
and what are people's like?
Snip,
What are the
snip.
common questions from that?
So the number one that I do, most dudes ask are like, dude, can you? People are very stupid. We've
Very
noticed.
stupid.
And close personal friends of
Not
mine
our
that
listeners.
not our listeners, your listeners. Close personal friends of mine that I used to respect would be like, dude, can you still come?
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm not. They think that I did I elected to have a procedure where I can no longer come.
Which is crazy.
Why would you do?
I'm
why
like,
would
I'm like, have
do
you
that?
ever met me? Have we ever spoken?
You're
don't know
not the
me
type
at
of
all.
guy who would live if he couldn't come.
I would not elect. It's like so that's
he's got bedroom eyes.
I got
He needs to
bedroom eyes.
come.
I need to
Okay.
come. I had to take. You have to take the bullets out of the gun. That's the thing.
A lot of people think like it's like putting a dam on a lake and like the
Dude,
cum doesn't come
yes,
out anymore.
that's how stupid people are.
Wow.
And then so I
Is
get
it the
that.
same color though? This is my stupid question.
Yeah, that's a top 5 question. It is
Yeah.
the same color.
It looks exactly the same.
Slightly less white.
What
More-
about the
more
what about,
clear.
what about the
Okay.
taste? How's the taste?
You know what? Still salty pancake batter, as I've heard it described.
Damn, I've never tasted cum.
It
One
tastes
day,
like
I hope.
it tastes very salty.
I love the smell.
Ugh.
I do love the smell.
So
of
Jeff
cum.
eats a lot of asparagus, listeners, and so I doubt that it's good.
Oh, it's good. Some of the pillows at these Holiday Inns are smelling ripe.
Would you either
They're
of you
good.
guys get a vasectomy? Because I strongly recommend it. I know Jeff probably.
I legitimately don't
You
think
don't-
I can make a woman pregnant. I don't think I've tried to. I think it's just not going to happen. I've worn a condom like 4 times. I've dumped them in them every time. Nothing.
Nothing.
I
Unless
would.
they're too scared
Drago,
to
you-
tell me.
you-
I would.
I
would. I think
you
I
would be
would.
a great candidate for one.
I think I would.
Because
I think I would like
Drago's
that.
very
But
responsible.
the
with
women
condoms.
Drago's with, the type of women you date want kids.
I know. It's
They want 'em
I've been
quick, too.
thinking about this a lot. I think the women I date, it's like it's just like they don't like comedians. Like, they just like
Huh.
me.
You're just like
if
6'7".
for like a month. Yeah. They
Yeah.
just like a tall guy.
Oh
who's fun.
no,
Yeah,
Squeeze loved you for a comedian.
Yeah. Squeeze
Yeah, and then he
did.
left her.
There's not a
yeah.
lot of guys. Drago's in the 99.9 percentile of height in the world, and
Is it that high?
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
99.
He's 99.9 percentile of height. And it's like-
Really?
Sure.
and it is,
Holy
Or at least
shit.
98. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, I
Well,
didn't know that.
And
yeah.
that is, and he's not gonna have kids. I talked about it last night, and it's just like
You're not gonna have kids,
and,
Alex?
and neither am I.
You're
And it's
not-
like,
you're out,
and
yeah.
these jeans, these are such good
God,
jeans.
you're letting
and
him
you
go.
want, and you want it, and I think you should sell
This
it.
is why there's no white basketball players.
Exactly.
Why.
He needs to. So I'm saying. All I'm saying. I propose. I think Drago should sell his sperm.
He could.
So we can have more 6'7", and like maybe give it
Yeah.
to an athlete.
I should go to
another
the. I should,
obese
do the
Yeah.
I should do the sperm bank and
You
get
should
some
bank
real
because
dough.
you need to pass it on.
Give
man.
him to
That's such a
Candace
genetic
Parker.
like gift.
Yeah.
You know.
Give him to
Now-
what? Caitlin
Christmas
Cook.
gift.
Do you want
Caitlin Clark.
Do you want to think about it all the time?
Caitlin Clark.
Oh, yeah, give
it to
Caitlin Clark.
Dude,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
this one girl. You guys might have met her. There's a girl that I dated for a little bit when I was here. She was like an all-conference track star at Xavier.
Wow.
And I remember being like, when we'd hang out, I just remember being like, our kids would be lethal.
Yes,
Like,
dude.
our kids would be fucking, because like,
That's Olympic stuff.
My big thing was like, I wasn't fast. Like, I couldn't run.
Yeah.
That was a big like hindrance in me.
Yeah.
She's a fucking track star.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all I need.
Imagine those kids. They could do any sport.
What happened to her?
Yeah.
We just didn't. Honestly, she was a little. I don't want to say it.
Oh, just say
She
it.
was just a little much. She was pretty intense. She was an intense
Oh, a
chick.
woman with opinions. That's always the downfall for Drago.
She spoke
You
her mind a
read?
little too much.
I didn't know we let you do that.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Huh? Not in a Serbian household.
But yeah, dude, those kids would be like our kids would have been outrageously good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my thing to you is. I asked Drago last night if he was gonna have kids.
Wow, none of us are gonna have.
No
kids.
one's gonna have kids.
There's I could see a 5% chance that my girl. We call her Reggie Miller on the pod. Reggie Miller could make me have kids. We don't say their names. We give everyone nicknames.
That's
She was
funny.
Bobby Knight, but then he passed away. So we
Rest
gave
in- rest
another,
in peace
another
to Bobby
Indiana legend, Reggie Miller.
Reggie
So-
Miller.
I want to ask another question. This is from the pod. This is from Patreon listeners, and I'm really glad.
And how
this
can
is
they
for
listen?
you.
How can they ask questions,
If you
Drago?
subscribe to the Patreon, you can ask questions. $3 gets you a free episode a week on audio, an extra episode per week. $5 gets you an extra video episode.
Okay.
$10 gets you tickets to our shows, free 2 free tickets to our shows, and anything more than that, I'm gonna pass it to Jeff.
Early access. We do this every week, and he never quite. You get early access to the regular episodes as well. And this pretty good though, Drago. Pretty good. And please join the Patreon.
This next question
live
is
shows
from
are fire. I mean,
live show. I mean, we're both Drago. I hate to say it, he's a funny guy.
He's unfortunately
I'm a funny guy. The shows are bang bang, knock 'em down, folks. So come through.
Come out, please. This question is from Natasha Yaskar.
Oh, I met Natasha in Minnesota.
Why, John? This is for you first. I don't know if Jeff will be able to answer it. But why do guys enjoy anal so much? Is it a mental or physical thing?
I would say that I immediately
Yeah,
have a take.
He's been born to answer.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's
it's like the easiest question ever.
Yeah, it's actually what I wrote
You've had anal before?
This is what I wrote my dissertation on. This is what my dissertation is on why men like it. I think that as there's 2 reasons. The first reason being,
what you mean, like you are getting penetrated or penetrating?
That is a great question. You know what?
Yeah, which one are
Hold
you?
on, Drago.
Which one are you answering for?
It says, why do guys enjoy anal? Oh, well, I mean, I know.
I'll take it from both ways.
I don't think you're never going to put anything in my butt.
Cop dad. His dad was a cop. Cop dad.
As long as my dad's on this earth, nothing's going in this butt.
The second your dad dies, you're gonna be a flamer.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
So
Alex at the Pride Parade, finally.
Yeah, I'm just fucking shaking that
A
ass.
Balkan beauty. There we go.
Yeah, I would say the prostate's up there. I recommend it. At least you got to get somebody up there once, Draggy. But
have you?
one time,
I've never done it. Is
yeah,
it fun?
It's fun.
It's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
And then for why men like it, I would say to answer Natasha's question, I think that variety is the spice of life.
Right.
And
True.
I do think that there's just something to, you've had sex for years and years and years. I never was at all interested in it growing up, and when you're like starting to, your sexuality is in your teens and 20s. But then you're like, okay, I got to try
what
this.
Else is out
what
there?
else is out there? It's the new frontier.
It's
the
like
next
frontier.
frontier.
Is it novel?
Yes.
Novel.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go.
I love when you can see the brain click. You're like, new word dropping. Drago downloading word.
My brain's like,
does this word fit in this situation?
And ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Novel, not really a too difficult of a word, but I'm glad you threw it out there. I'm glad for that.
5 letters.
It's just new. It's just new.
Does it? But what does it feel? Is it a little tighter? Is it a little
would
what?
it be dry?
So it's like, I would say
feels like it'd be
this
dry.
This is my thing with we're really getting into it here.
I agree with Drago, actually.
It is it is.
You got to lube it up a lot, don't you?
Yes. And I will say there's like some people say exit only, which you got to respect that, like that term,
Sure.
exit only. But it's very tight at the point of entry.
But then
after that it's just
pretty
it's
normal.
Not.
Oh.
So it's very different.
And then you're then you're kind of roaming.
You're just out, and then it's like you put your head in one of those things and like. It's
you don't come in the butt though.
Well,
do you? Lord knows I'd
clearly,
have to.
I mean, I never have, but I have
could.
seen videos on the internet.
Wait, does it go badly?
No, it's just like that.
Doesn't.
People love doing that.
Oh,
I just love that you were like, clearly you don't do that. It's like, of course you do that.
John,
I've never done that.
Let me ask this, because I remember my brother
telling
telling me this, that he was with a couple women who were like, who wanted to do anal first on like a one night stand. Like girls would just be like, put it in my butt immediately. Why would some women want? Why do some women like anal?
The clitoris, I learned this from a female comedian's podcast, which I'm forgetting her name. So woke points revoked. Is like the clitoris is like how it's shaped. It's like very close to the anus. And so
you can hit it.
So you can you can get clitoral stimulation kind of on the back door of it, and so it can be very pleasurable. It can be very pleasurable for some.
So you're like,
wow, Drago's
like
gonna be into it now.
Yeah.
You're poking. It's like you're hitting the wall.
Yes, and you're getting.
And on the other side of it,
it's like and that's a novel thing. And some people, I think, maybe based on your biology or whatever, like everyone's different. I think some women might be getting more pleasure from that than others, and so they're like, I like this way.
Dude, seriously, my brother told me like when we were living
you and
together.
Your brother that's a wild relationship.
He literally the next morning
that.
He was like, the girl left, like he shut the door. And he was like, dude, she just went straight to the for the butt.
Yeah, I think that just a preference thing for some people. Everyone's body is a little different, you know.
Yeah.
Drago, maybe you'll be into it now. This could be big for you.
Well, anything to make you ladies come, honestly.
Oh, Drago, we also have to say John, the last podcast. So Drago sent me a nude a woman had sent her as a joke, Sent him gave him as.
Oh yeah,
He,
dude, I thought it was such a funny bit.
This
but
woman took a picture of herself at the Zanies condo in the whatever with the mirror, or whatever, naked, and I was like, I'm coming into the condo, and Drago's like, this is what it looked like last night.
No,
we were saying,
I said the condo. I said the condo looks nice.
Nude.
Correct, and yeah,
the listeners
Okay.
agreed,
I told
Drago. They all agreed.
I told Drago not to do it. Drago apologized. I will say that. Drago knows better.
We're learning.
We're learning.
The pod is about learning,
that's
and I did text the girl. I said I only sent it to Jeff. I did send it to Jeff. I want you to know that.
Wait,
Okay.
oh, you did really?
Okay.
Yeah, I told her.
Okay.
Wow.
See, that
I
is
told her.
important because
I want you
it's
to.
a consent thing.
I said I want you to know I
Wow.
sent it to Jeff.
Yeah.
Did you
and
tell her that
hope
I didn't find it that attractive? She's like, I'm kidding. She was very attractive.
As
but
long
yeah.
as if you told her, that is different.
And she
But
said
yeah.
that's okay. She said
Okay.
that's
yeah.
okay.
You know what, Drag? I love you learning. This is good.
Drago is I do one thing I like about
Nope.
Drago is he will at least to me, not to you, but if you bring Drago something, he will admit fault and apologize.
No, he's willing to learn.
Which
Yeah,
I really
he came
appreciate.
around on Palestine.
Which is
I
he's the
got him.
tallest person I've ever met who will do that.
Yeah.
That usually stops at 6'2".
Right.
You never see that over.
Like, you don't have to learn after you're 6'2".
It's just
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
But he will admit that, and we talked about this at the bar, and he's like, you know what, man? Like,
We're all.
and we were talking about how you aren't a sexual being, so it's not technically a trespass of her.
Yeah, it's also like I'm not going to use this picture. It's not for me.
But
Yeah.
he did tell her. He goes, you know what? And then she was like, but
See, I do
I
want to
already-
clarify
It
that
was-
with
it was a
our
no-no.
listeners.
It was a
that, yeah,
joke. It was a funny joke.
I thought the bit was great. It was probably just okay, but I did tell her, and she was okay with it. But I will not do it again unless it's a little
I
funnier
don't.
next time. Unless it's a
Clown
little
nose,
funnier.
clown nose.
Yeah, if she was wearing a clown nose, that would have been funny.
Couple
yeah.
clown noses.
This could
Yeah.
be good. Or if you had been in there with your dick out, that could have been funny too.
It would have been much funnier if it was just
If
Drago's
it's just
hog.
me naked, yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's
Of course,
what it
that's
looked
See,
fine.
like.
that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Or maybe send a video next time of you two together or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Something
Just
for me
talking.
to use. I can't really use that. I
Yeah.
need
Right.
a little action, you know.
Right.
It almost seems like you sending Jeff that picture is bullying to Jeff. It's like meaner to Jeff than of anyone involved in that story. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, look how there'll be no women here
Yeah.
for 3 days.
or just
'cause
like you being like, get that out of. He's like, unless it's a book from about World War II.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a picture of it.
Send me a Napoleon nude. Yeah.
Jeff walked in for the pod yesterday when we recorded. He walked in. He goes, "I smelled her on the bed. I smelled her.
I
on the
smelled one
bed."
of your hussies on the bed. I did. And
smelled
they
her
haven't
on
changed
the
the
bed.
sheets since.
Oh
I've
my
just
God.
stayed in that same bed. Me and you. What'd you do in there? Was there any cum in there?
No, we actually didn't have sex. I want to be clear about
Well, you can
that.
still come.
Another
But
ally.
But I said we did the TF, which is kind of not
The
my
TF?
thing anymore.
The
He made love-
titty fuck.
titty-
He made
Yeah.
love to her.
Oh,
breast,
that's so
yeah. He
sad.
made love to her breast.
It's so immature. It's just
It is so. It
it's
is the
so
funniest
wrong.
sexual act. It is
It's
by
so-
far.
It's
the
also not like the
so
greatest.
primitive.
Well, the
It's
fact
so
that I want to do
primitive.
it makes me hate myself. I hate that
You
I
like
want to
it?
do it. Yeah, I hate. I'm like this. I want to do
It's
this.
so. I mean, I'm sure. It's
I
fun,
hate that I
but
wanna
it's
do it.
So yeah,
when
I
you're
get
in high
that.
school, you're like, oh, it must be awesome.
Again,
And
it's
then
the
you
other
do
thing.
it,
It's like you're just
not.
trying to do anything. We're just
Right.
so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Men are
yeah.
so dumb.
Right.
We've just got these things churning in us that we can't control.
Yeah.
That's why we start all those wars, ladies. It's
Yep.
just because we're horny.
Sorry.
It's not because we're evil.
That's why every bomb is responsible for is by horny people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, every single one, man.
That's why we need a women in the White House.
Yeah.
Will be no more war.
This is actually a good question. I want to ask you. I want to
Uh-huh.
ask John another one from a listener. We want to get to these.
I love these
listeners.
listener questions.
Good questions.
John,
This week,
also a
folks.
licensed therapist,
Yeah,
and we
man.
thought this would be a
Former-
great
yeah.
question for
Former
you.
therapist.
You're still not. Are you still licensed?
Nah,
Or no, not anymore.
Now I'm in
Um,
sales.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. A better life.
standy.
A
This
better
this
life.
might
More
be
money,
a
more
little
problems.
bit. This might be a lot to chew on, but John, which approach would you use for each of the guys, and why, in terms of a therapy
Oh,
approach?
this is such a good
For
question.
Did they
example,
know John was a guest?
would
How
you,
did
would
that-
you
that's a
do
great
would you
question.
do EMDR to get Jeff out of his head, or have Alex do coloring pages? Which I don't even know.
This
what
is
that-
so good. Whoever.
This is from
this-
Meadow Solomon, a
Oh, it's a
listener.
new
Oh,
patron.
that's
Thank
Meadow,
you,
an
Very
Meadow.
appreciate
amazing
Meadows.
question,
Meadows a
Meadow.
cool name too.
Yeah, Meadow Soprano. Shout out
Yeah.
Sopranos.
Mhm.
Therapy.
What's EMDR? I mean, I should know that my girlfriend does that for a living, but what does
it's
it mean again?
blah 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 desensitization. I'd have to. I almost want to look it up because it is a mouthful. But basically, you like look at a series of like images, or like sometimes your eyes are closed, and basically the point of it is you're able to access traumas that you've repressed. That is a big.
Oh, it's kind of like Rorschach tests
In a
little
way,
bit.
but it's
You're-
like it's very stimuli dependent. So it's like you like I don't know. It's really hard.
It like
to
shows you a
explain.
picture of a football, and then maybe that'll bring up some trauma.
Yeah,
or
we're just like
something.
it's like it basically short circuits your brain to find out your trauma, but it's really really helpful. EMDR,
Really?
I don't think,
Okay.
I would assume that neither of you guys experienced trauma, so I wouldn't use that. I would say Drago.
I experience trauma every Monday on this podcast.
Yes.
I'll say that.
I would say Drago with the cop dad and like kind of the vacant emotional father. I would go classic psychoanalysis, Freudian.
Oh,
classic,
Freudian.
classic talk therapy. Jeff is super bright and has been in therapy, so you'd have to go a little behind Jeff's head a little bit. I think I would maybe do EMDR with Jeff and hope we'd find out that he, got molested in a library.
Right.
That would really add
I got
up.
molested next to the World War II
Yeah,
section,
that would
and that's
literally
why I can't stop reading about
that
it.
would literally make so much sense. I would go EMDR. It was the
got
priest
fucked-
in the library with the
Yeah.
book.
I got
Oh
fucked
my
on top
gosh,
of Douglas MacArthur's memoir.
Absolutely.
EMDR,
Oh
brother.
my god.
I remember Jeff told me he was in therapy, and Jeff was like, "Yeah, he's like, I just learned in therapy that sometimes the thoughts I have, just because they're my thoughts, they can be wrong."
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh my
And I was
fucking
like-
That was
god.
legitimately one of the greatest things I learned in my life. I was like,
That was-
oh, I'm not right every time.
and that was
was
the
a
funniest,
great-
one of the funniest things I've ever heard. He's
that
like,
was-
"Oh, I
It changed my life.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
changed your
oh,
life.
every thought I have isn't correct. Oh,
Holy
shit. You
that's
mean
so funny.
It really stuck with
when
me.
I say that women are like, women were mean to me, it's like, oh no, I wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
It wasn't their fault.
But it just that was such a fun,
Huge.
yeah. Now that was a realization that some people never make, which is crazy. But we tease you. But I love that. I think about that often.
That was
I
a- that was
loving
a-
the honesty that it took you to
Okay,
say that.
and I want to ask.
See, here's what happens. We're having a good conversation. Drago moves on immediately.
I thought
We're
we
kind of
used
having
it.
a
I thought we
nice
did
little
it.
talk, and he's like, "Oh, I'm actually cutting the cord."
Cop
on
father.
that.
This is why
I
we
don't
talk
wanna-
therapy, brother.
Yeah, I'm like,
Talk
and we're
therapy.
moving on.
I was like,
We
Yeah,
don't
let's talk
need
about
to
your
talk
talk.
Let's talk about your
Yeah,
talk.
talk therapy.
Talk
Drago,
therapy with your
yeah.
dad. I would.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I
He would never do therapy.
I don't know. I don't know.
He claims he tried. I think he's lying to me. Honestly,
I went to a therapist twice.
Didn't you? Wasn't it over phone only?
No Zoom.
Are you? Oh,
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, that's.
I do.
awesome.
I do. My therapist is over Zoom.
I would need to go back. I
But
I think the lessons wear off after a year
Yes,
or so.
you need
I have to
a
go back.
tune-up.
I need a
You've
tune-up.
been on the road for 7 months. You
yeah,
need to talk to someone
I
about
need
it.
to talk to someone about what I've seen in Bakersfield. Some of the things we've seen in this country ain't great.
There are some depressing,
Some of
depressing cities.
Some
out
of the
there.
pro-Israel memes I've seen on Instagram. I had to talk to a therapist.
Yep.
We
Time
got-
to go to therapy.
I was
Free
just with my
Palestine.
friend, my good best friend from college, and she's like, some of my friends. Some of her friends usually come to the shows, but they're like they can't come because you were pro Palestine.
We talked about that last night.
because they're like she's from Skokie, a very like one of the most Jewish
Jewish
suburbs in Chicago, and
and
they're
in the
like they don't
country.
hate you, but they couldn't come to the show because of what you posted.
because they hate that your stance on anti-genocide.
I'm anti-baby killing,
Yeah.
and some people just aren't into that, folks.
Yeah.
Some people just need to get their rocks off.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I might be sympathetic to the pro-Palestine side, but in about a year or so, Jewish women, I'm coming right back. I'm coming right back.
You know, there's
'cause-
millions of anti-Zionist Jewish
'cause
women.
you
can have
guys
sex
need
with.
love too, and you guys are the other.
I think you would bond with an anti-Zionist Jewish people are some of the coolest people in the world. Honestly,
Yeah.
they're like Jewish people who fight for Palestine, kind of the coolest people.
Yeah,
ever.
and modern day heroes right now.
They're heroes.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought those Hasidic Jews in Israel were the heroes? They're like very pro-Palestine.
Who had that on their bingo card?
I did not have that on my
2023.
bingo
Who
card.
had that for 2023?
I didn't have that. I didn't have the Jews committed genocide either on my bingo card. You know, that was a surprising turn.
I can't. Yeah, well, this geopolitical conflict is. I can't get over it.
It
It's
ain't
just
it.
like I can't. Is the world going to end in 2024? But we can go back to the question.
Probably not. No, we got 2028. It'll be over
2028?
by then. We get one more election. It's gonna
Okay.
be a good election.
I wanted you to expound on this on the pod a little bit more because we talked about it last night, and I do want Jeff's perspective too, as two guys that live with girls. How
He still calls them girls.
I love that. Yeah,
that.
I
He's
love
like, y'all
that.
like girls?
how do you?
Oh, yeah, I wanna
how
talk
do you
about this,
poop-
too.
How do you poop around a girl that you live with?
What do you
Like,
mean?
how is your stomach not fucked up? Like, I just can't.
What?
I couldn't have the
Yeah.
girl I'm living with like hear me just fucking.
But
blowing a
we're in
load.
love
I
with
love
the women we
Drago.
live with.
Yeah.
It's not just random women.
But he
also,
means-
Yeah.
I lived with Jenna. I wasn't dating for years. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean,
Women aren't
Jenna
these
doesn't-
dainty
Jenna's
little
a-
Victorian courtesans who can't hear piss and shit. Women shit just
I bet
like
there
we
are some
do.
people out there that have been married for years and they never farted in front of their wife.
Then I'll bet they'll get divorced. Yeah.
Maybe.
You can't watch your partner shit. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I think I agree. No, I agree. By the way.
Yeah.
But how
I
do you?
I call her into the bathroom. If I have an interesting shit, I go like, let's check this one out. I had a real spongy one the other day. I was like, take a picture of this. This is crazy.
Took a
This is
selfie.
crazy.
yeah,
I can
babe.
take a selfie.
Babe.
Whoa, just did this.
Babe, you got to see this.
We always talk
New
to
poop
each other.
dropped,
Yeah,
literally.
new poop drop.
New poop
there
drop.
we go.
Do you and Spence, are you guys cool with this?
So I am a nasty. My last name is Gasper, and I do fart. I have a nasty farts, and it is a problem. I will say she got used to it. She's a doll about it. I told you this last night at the bar. My wife there's never been a time I've knocked on the door for the bathroom and she's in there. She's so efficient. She's very regular.
She's not sitting on there for 10 minutes.
But I'm in there for, I don't know about y'all, I'm doing 30, 40 minuters often.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Not that
Often.
long, but I'm in there a while.
A while.
30, 40 minutes. Are you actually in the act? Or you're
I'm not
just
in
on
the
your
act.
phone?
I'm not in the act, but I'm like, it's just like some and then a break and then some. It's like,
Oh.
and I'm on my phone, but I'm not like shitting for 40 minutes. I'd be dead.
Yeah,
but
I
I
know.
have dysentery. But I'm like,
Right.
and she is like, it's humbling, dude. It's like,
It's humbling.
it's so humbling to have a kind of gross GI
It's
stuff.
the most vulnerable thing
It's
you can do.
Yeah, it's
in
more
front of
vulnerable than
someone.
sex in a way. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like she knows I'm
If
like.
they can hear you going,
and I'm like,
Does she sometimes hear you just unloading in there?
absolutely.
That's cool. I think that's great. And I wish I had that.
This is how bad I am in the bathroom. Literally,
I wish I had something like that.
2 nights ago, we were watching a movie. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And I'm in the bathroom. I'm like making so much sound. And I was like, oh, she's like, baby, are you jerking off in there? She thought I was jerking off because I was making
That's kinda
so much
awesome,
sound.
She's like, I'm right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, first of all, offensive to ask that. I would at least tell you if I was going to go do that. Wouldn't do it in the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm in my home.
Right.
Oh,
No
that was
reason,
so
no reason to
funny.
hide it.
But that's embarrassing for me for the sounds that I make.
Has she walked in on you masturbating before?
Yes,
Sure,
that is.
yeah.
I have had that happen. It's so embarrassing. It had happened in college, and remember my girlfriend was like, "What are you doing?"
It's so embarrassing
It's-
when you're caught. It's like, oh, I'm a pig.
Yeah.
I'm a Neanderthal.
It's
Reggie
so
Miller
embarrassing.
walked into me one time with a pillow. Yeah,
It's just-
that was during family vacation.
Oh god.
We went on to vacation in Michigan with her family, and I needed you know what? You got to get one out,
Why don't you
folks.
just ask for a tug?
She was busy. She was eating breakfast or whatever. I was like, I'm finally alone in the room.
She's got her parfait. I gotta
She's
fucking
got-
go
I know.
blow load in
It's
this pillow.
before noon. I can't ask for a tug.
Well, I don't know why it's funnier that it's in the morning for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know
Is
why.
that like 10 a.m.? I can't ask for a tug at 10 a.m.
Yes, you can,
I mean, you can,
dude.
but she was out.
and she probably would have said
Legally.
yes. Reggie Miller's a good woman.
She's a good one. I can't go into the dining room where 12 family members are like, hey, I need you. Need you for a little bit.
I think that's a great thing that I would like to give myself a little point here. I'm great with like a quickie. Like sometimes all I need is a little tug, and then we can move about our day.
Wait, you'll
Drago
just
is a
tell her
gentleman.
like I can't move on. Can you help me out here?
No.
no, he's saying
sometimes-
his own.
Oh, you're tugging yourself.
No. You know, I can have like I can have I'm trying to like find the right way to explain this. like if we're like watching a movie
Yeah.
and like we're making out and she's like, oh, I don't want to fuck. I'll literally be like, hey, literally a minute, I'll bust. Like just fucking give me a tug.
Yeah.
It's all.
Wow,
it is.
you're such a hero.
I do like
That's why
that.
I rock.
Yeah,
That's why I deserve love.
I do.
Real.
I bet you a bunch of women hearing that and like, well, that's kind of awesome. It's
Yeah.
like he's in and out.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
they probably do love that.
Good for you, Drago.
I
Concentrate and
Quick
get it
and
out.
busting.
Always.
God, if you ever
You're
get
so
a girlfriend,
efficient.
this pod's gonna go down the tubes.
No, dude, because me finding
Thank
love
God
would be great.
you've never found love on the podcast, really.
No.
Briefly with Squeeze, maybe.
I loved Georgia for sure,
That's you remember,
but
you
she
know who we're
wasn't on
talking
the
about?
pod.
Yeah.
And
I liked her a
Squeezed-
lot.
Squeezed probably would have. It probably would have. She was great. It probably
She would have been on the. She would have gone on the pod.
She was awesome.
She could have been an
when
all-time.
I talk about like a girl that would like that you can poop in front of eventually, she would have been.
Yeah,
cool with
she
it.
seemed really cool. You kind of fumbled the bag real bad.
Jeff likes to
there.
remind me of this.
Oh,
often. You
yeah.
remember Squeeze?
She moved to New York.
She moved to
now.
New York,
and
yeah.
she has a stockbroker boyfriend or something.
Who gives a
Who
fuck?
gives a shit? You're moving on. One day you'll find love.
probably haven't
Drago.
moved
We're
on,
at
but
Zanies,
with the
Chicago, one of the best clubs in the country.
We do have to
Yeah,
wind
Drago,
down
are
a
you
second.
gonna-
We're at 49.
Okay,
here.
okay. What are we going to talk about on the Patreon? We tease them. We tease them with the Patreon topics, so then they'll give us their hard-earned coal mining money, folks. Thanks for working.
I had a little Curb Your Enthusiasm moment that I think I need to.
You had a Larry David
that
moment?
I'll talk about on the pod.
What, did you yell at a Bosnian at Potbellies?
Actually, it's not so much a curb moment, but yeah, we'll see. But I'll see what you guys think.
You
about
should have
it.
been at Srebrenica. How do you say it?
Srebrenica.
I got it right. Okay, that's the
Srebrenica?
big
I don't know.
massacre.
I gotta
in
ask
the
my mom
Bosnian
how it's
genocide.
said. I'm gonna ask my mom how it's said.
Yeah, I'd love to. I actually would love to hear your perspective on what you were taught about the Serbian genocide. Maybe we'll talk about that in the Patreon.
Okay.
I'd love to see you. That guy last night, one of our patrons, I won't say his name, but he was at the bar and he was kind of being like, well, they killed some Bosnians, but there were some historical reasons for it.
I love
He
the
was giving me some
justification.
movies to watch and stuff. I was like, well, the Croatians in World War II, well, they were actually pretty bad. He was right. But, I would just love to be involved in the genocide once.
Tease on the Patreon that you'll tell the really hilarious story about the Spanish flu.
Oh, we got
so-
a great story.
That
That's
is
a good.
so funny that
That's one of my favorite road stories.
I woke
That's
up
a
this
good one.
morning laughing. It was so funny. I woke up this morning laughing about it.
That is a story that Drago will not understand at all, and I love to hear.
And the listeners will love it.
The listeners, I'm excited to see what he thinks happened in that story. Okay, that'll be great. That'll be a good. Are you smarter than a Dragovich for the Patreon, folks? This has been episode 106, I believe, maybe 107.
This was a lot of fun. This was
is a good
much
one.
better than the one we did in Madison.
Oh,
Much.
yeah,
We were so
that's
drunk.
right. Yeah, we were very drunk in the afternoon. Never a good idea. Then we had to do 2 shows. We're older than that.
Yeah.
Drago still goes on bar crawls, but some of us are better than that.
Yeah.
So, Drago, we have to do promo. John, where can people find you? Where can
Please
they
follow
find
me
you?
on the dang Instagram, Chicken Parm Charm. I have a bunch. I'll be in Chicago all January. Then I'm in Mexico City for a month.
Whoa.
Vacationing.
There we go.
If you live in Mexico City,
I heard there's a lot of good comedy there,
I'm gonna
actually.
it's a lot of English speaking comedy. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
popping around, but yeah,
There we go.
and I run my favorite show in the world, which is Tight Ship Comedy, every Thursday at 8 p.m. at Half Hour in the South Loop of Chicago.
Great show.
Great show. Jeff
Amazing
drops in when he's
show.
in town. Alex does. It's so much fun. It's
Always
free.
a good time.
And we had Nick Thune dropped in a couple weeks ago. Met him for the first time. He was incredibly
It's
nice.
the best weekly show in Chicago.
Best weekly in
Go to
Chicago.
it.
It's free.
It's
And
free.
I'll be around January in Chicago, so come see me. Chicken Parm Charm, baby.
Chicken Parm Charm. Drago, where can people see you in the new year?
Yeah, where can we see you, buddy?
January 12th and 13th, Boston, Nick's Comedy Stop.
Let's go.
And then January 12th and 13th, I'm at a different comedy club in Boston, so this is where you really show your allegiances, folks. Are you a drag queen? Are you Osmus Nation? I'm in Beverly, Massachusetts. He's in downtown Boston. Let's see who wins, folks.
How do you like them apples?
How you like them apples? I tried to get him to open for me, but he said, I'm headlining a different club.
Well, all I heard, listeners, is Johnny's got 2 feature opportunities in Boston.
There we go. There we go.
Who knows?
That could be good.
That could
oh,
be-
I got my friend John Kennedy, actually, but Drago might have a
Drago
spot.
might need a spot.
Yeah.
Let's wind this bad.
Well,
boy
I didn't even get to
down.
plug my shows.
Where
I'm
you
in
go?
Long Island, Albany, Connecticut, Tulsa, Oklahoma City.
0 for 6
Los
on the
Angeles.
0 for 7 on those horrible cities.
Not
all
great.
of them.
Not good. Vancouver. Vancouver's
good,
one.
Vancouver.
That'll be good. Those are all
Can
not.
you say those cities again for the listeners?
Tulsa, OKC, Long Island, Albany, Connecticut. Yeah,
Those are all-
January's rough.
Those are all bottom.
Raleigh after that. Raleigh's pretty
Raleigh's
good. Raleigh,
okay.
Raleigh and Vancouver are the only ones I'm looking forward to. I've actually heard Tulsa's nice. I've actually heard Tulsa low-key is kind of like the artsy Oklahoma City. It's like where the musicians live. It's also where they had the greatest massacre
One of the most
black
racist
people.
things that happened in the history of
I would love to know
America,
what Drago thinks the Tulsa massacre was.
He's like, is that when Oklahoma beat by 40?
Is that when?
It's true.
Is that when
Exactly what
Oklahoma
Rose said.
beat- Oh, that's so funny. I love that. I'm sure you know nothing about it, but it's not your fault. We're not taught American history, folks.
Yeah.
This has been episode 106, I believe, of You're an Idiot. Might be 107. 16 or 17 episodes, N-word free, folks. Only 83 more till we let our freedom flag fly in Arkansas, folks. Come to the big trip. Good night and good luck, everyone. Bye.
Good evening.